We're back here on TNT, and this time we've got a special one. It's just another blue Chevy, but it's a 1963 Chevy Impala. When we went and got the car, as you can tell, completely 4 flat tires, actually 3, it was missing one. Covered in snow, it wasn't the greatest. But thankfully we had my grandfather there with his tow truck. He was able to slide it on for us, and that was an amazing help. The car is actually pretty complete. Under the hood looks great. The interior looks great. We'll be sure to show you guys those things closer. But to start off, first thing we got to do is go out here and get wheels and tires on the car that actually hold air, so that way we can get it off of the trailer. We went on to, can I say Facebook? Facebook.
Marketplace.
Sure. Got on Facebook, found the cheapest wheels and tires that we could find that hopefully bolt onto this car. They might be too wide, we don't know yet, but we're going to get you flipped around, have you come out there and help us change out these wheels and tires, so hopefully we can get this car winched in here, maybe even see if we can get her cranking over tonight. Maybe even run. But it's already 11 o'clock at night, so we got to get rolling. In case you thought I was wondering about it, or joking about it being 11 o'clock, I wasn't. You got a light off the impact you can shine in here? Oh, I can't even get that into the frame.
Right here looks real good.
Yeah. A-arm it is, I guess. Have some light.
In case you were wondering, air in tires help tremendously.
Oh, am I under the frame?
No, you're just hitting the car. Jam it in there. Let it down and just ram it in there.
That's as far as she goes.
A little more. You got it.
As far as she goes. It'll be enough, surely.
Sure.
Just don't get under it. I'll go get the first victim.
It's the narrower ones. It's kind of obvious.
Yeah. We might have a big problem on the rear.
Yeah, I wasn't kidding.
Oh, goodness.
You know, surprisingly, when we were rolling this onto that rollback, none of the wheels were locked up.
I'm going to show it to him. This is what we got. The fronts are 9.5 inches wide, and the rears are 11 inches wide. It came off a Camaro of some kind.
That didn't work on it.
Yeah. No, they fit. He just didn't like them.
Oh.
So now we're going to put them on here, and for some reason I got a feeling 11 inches of tire and rim is not going to fit back there. So those of you who are laughing, calling us dumb already, get it out of your system, because
This is what's going to happen.
Yep, we're fixing to see.
Lift kit on an Impala? Why not?
You know how sweet it'd be if these just actually like fill out wheel wells and look really good?
Hood ratchet strap coming off.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's on your side. No hood hinges. No headlights. We don't have a lot. But what we do have is really, really good. Said the scrapyard.
Gonna have the ratchet back, thank you.
Good. Alright.
I did not think about lug nuts for this thing.
I don't. That's actually on there. Center bore actually worked. Oh, those lug nuts will be fine. for now. Uh-oh. We got an alleyway intruder.
Hopefully they turn.
I hope so. Oh, dude. This car's already growing up.
I mean, the value just went up by $2,000 already.
Wow. We got a roller. Know what I got.
You know, you might tell them the funny story. We didn't even get out of where we were getting the car before some guy tried to buy it.
So, a little backstory here. Not only did we go get... All right. What? Okay.
Trying to work.
Sorry. Not only did we go get this beautiful Impala, but we also got a little car or truck for me that I'm going to fix up so that way maybe I can be daily driving it around. And we aren't even pulling out of this little backyard garage where we got the Dakota from, and some guy who had 4, maybe 5 teeth asked me if we would sell this thing. And he named it right off the bat. He said, "That's 63?" I said, "No, it is." He asked me how much. I told him $3,500. I was like, $3,500.
Delivered.
Yep. I said, I'll take it wherever you want. Granted, I don't know if he had a place. He had a backpack on. He was walking. He told me too much. So,
long story short, it came here.
yeah. That looks awesome. I ain't gonna lie. Now, should we get the heartbreak over with and see if the 11.5 will fit in the rear?
Oh, yeah.
Or 11-inch?
Well, 11 tire, 10 rim, same difference.
We'll just hook her straight to the homemade boat hitch. Perfect.
Need to be like NASCAR here.
Like an 11-inch wide tire.
Is that the thick one?
Yeah.
Top first. There you go. There you go.
Oh, you're kidding me. You're freaking kidding me.
Just maybe.
Well, yeah, we're going to have to see when we let it down. We might have to do the old tuck and roll, which that's dented in anyway. So it's going to have to get pulled out. This is going to look cool if those work.
Do not give 2 guys with some cash marketplace. I'm telling you now.
We're going to get the whole stance look of the vehicle here in just a second. Ready?
Yeah, keep going.
Is it hitting? It cleared it?
No joke. We still got about 1.5 inches.
No way.
These were meant to be on there.
Look at that thing.
Whoever painted those drums.
That's what I said that. The old drums are already painted blue.
Whoever did that, they're going to get a professional paint job of some black.
Other side. Well, all 4 tires are on the car now, and we've got all safety aspects put on. I've got the emergency brake held, which probably doesn't do anything.
Can you turn the wheel a little bit that way?
Which way?
Right there.
I think it's straight. There's a lot of play in the steering. I hope it's hooked up.
Well, you turn the wheel a little, so it should be good. You got the car seat in the back, so everything should be secure.
Yeah.
You ready?
Okay, I got the emergency brake held. I'm going to throw it into neutral, see what it does.
Let go of the emergency brake.
Well, I'm trying to. Oh, I think the emergency brake somewhat works. I think I'm in neutral.
I'm slowly pushing. You're about to go.
Did I just stop it?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Oh, we're good. We got emergency brake.
I don't know if you're going to stop it when you're going.
Hey, no, it's fine. Oh, yeah. That was successful.
Like we've done it before.
That was good. All right. We just barely drug the ground with the old boat hitch.
You guys want to buy it? Looks good. Impala is in the workspace.
Pretty nice.
This thing, with a little bit of scrubbing, we might run inside and grab Todd's toothbrush. This thing should clean up pretty good.
I think it's still in the package.
Oh, you don't use your toothbrush.
Oh, look at that. Somebody done already busted it out. A screwdriver did it. Holy cow. I could lay in that and be comfortable.
No goodies.
Wow. That is a massive trunk.
We do have some of that stuff that you guys call weight reduction or something. Race rig.
Oh, look at that original color. Wow. Let me shine a light on that. That is a beautiful color of blue. Man, why'd they have to paint this thing?
I can't get this back door open to show you guys the car seat, but...
Oh, that back door don't open? Neither does this one.
Yeah, let's get in here.
Is it locked?
We got a tag back there.
No way. Ha! It was locked. Whew!
I mean, we even got a headliner.
There's cigarettes in the ashtray. Oh, there's our bezels for our lights. Oh. There's the oil pressure gauge. Header collectors. I thought that this thing has open headers. There's nothing beyond the headers of this car.
Looks like we're doing another exhaust job.
That ain't gonna.
What's that tag say?
Nothing. It's just a casting on the inside.
No.
Oh, this tag? Cherokee Nation, Oklahoma.
Is there a year on it?
Yeah, there sure is. What do you guess? Oh, little backstory on the car. My grandfather went and got this car and pulled it out of a garage. The old boy who had this car sadly passed away, and the family just wanted it gone. Don't know the conditions, anything like that. We're going to try and get that figured out as we go. Call it a barn find or not, you know. The guy was obviously tinkering on it and working on it. He just got a little bit too old. And this plate here, now we don't know if this is the plate to the car, but it is January of 2007, which I could believe that this thing was on the road in 2007. At some point in time, this car was really, really nice. I mean, all new. I mean, it still has the carpet, has all the door cards, headliner.
Not just the door cards, but I mean, nice carpet on them. It didn't have hood hinges, so.
It was pretty easy to take the hood off, but now we get into the meat and potatoes on the rig. Now, we done already messed up once and said that we had a big block Charger when really we had a 318 powered Charger. So we did our homework and our research here. Is in fact a 63 Impala. That's, is what it is.
4-door, hard top.
4-door, hard top, no B-pillar. Pretty cool.
St. Louis, Missouri. Now
has some pretty good looking rims on it. Kind of liking the stance of the car as of right now. If you're going to have a project sit in your garage, you might as well make it look good. So that way when people come over, they think you're doing something. But we looked up the casting numbers on this. The casting numbers on this is 3970010. So look on the interwebs, and there's 1,000 different answers over 1,000 different places, but from what we've got from it, it's a 350. Now, we did find another casting number here on the front, CKL. So, from what I've been able to read and do all that, and forums and books, and it's a 350 small block. 2-bolt or 4-bolt main. That's a mouthful. Don't know. I'm really not that great at small block Chevys. I really don't know them that well. But it's a 350. There's no doubt about that. From everything I did look up, this could have came from a later model Impala or a later model Chevelle, a 4-door Chevelle. So that's what we've got going on here as of right now. As you see, we're missing a distributor cap. We have no distributor. Not distributor. We have no spark plug wires. Everything right there looks brand new, and it was covered up with a Walmart sack. So I'm wondering if he didn't get in there and replace the magneto and do all of that, and he was working on getting timing to it, or he was having some sort of spark issue with the car. Fuel lines have been hacked off. We've got this fancy orange braided piece of junk on there. It does spin over. We did just a little test. It did spin over. It wasn't stuck. Nice and easy.
Still got the sticker on the brake booster.
It does have a sticker on the brake booster, so maybe this thing will have brakes. Now, one thing, and a newer looking alternator. I just seen that. There's a lot of chrome on this thing.
You got a chrome alternator, chrome
water pump,
chrome water neck that'll probably leak.
I bet a good power wash and this thing would come around.
What? That? Chrome harmonic balancer down there?
Oh, yeah. Now, the big thing that made me a little excited, because I couldn't help myself, because I wanted to make sure, me not knowing, looking up the casting number and everything like that, it said this could have been a 302 or a 327. So I had to take a valve cover off and look at the head, just to make sure, what it was, see a head casting number and see what it was going to be. That's what told us it's a 350. But when I took this valve cover off, I seen something a little special that I usually don't see. At least I usually don't see. Maybe you guys will tell me this is just a stock, regular old Chevy thing, but when I took this valve cover off, those are roller rockers. And the casting number on the head is 3998993.
When we looked that up, that was just a 70 to 76 350 2 or 4-bolt main.
Yep. Don't know if it's a 2 or 4-bolt main. Gonna keep scouring over the car to find the other casting numbers that are gonna give us that for sure. But seeing that has roller rockers, the engine's been painted, with it not having headers that are hooked up, and this, that, and the other. The car has no exhaust. I mean, this right here, tell me if I'm wrong, but that looks like that might have been shoved down in a gas can that was just sitting on the ground to try and run the thing. So
Maybe we got a fresh motor that was just broke in and parked.
May have. We may have an engine that somebody built, tried to get running, couldn't get it running, and then they just, said whatever, and they left it. We don't know. That's the fun and the mystery of it. But seeing that, now please tell me in the comments if I'm wrong and if that's kind of a standard thing. I know when I look at Fords that is usually not something that I see as a roller rocker. And I've done several Mopars. I've never really seen roller rockers. So, but really, really hoping that somebody dove into the internals on this and did it correctly. Be all fine and hunky-dory if somebody threw some honking cam in this thing, but then they flattened the lobe when they were breaking it in. So, very next thing we got to do, we got to set you guys up on a camera. We haven't even bothered to find a dipstick yet because we've been so excited that this could have been a 302 or a 327. So we got to find a dipstick, look for oil, and do all the other good stuff. Maybe throw a battery in it. There is no key, so we're going to have to figure out how to hotwire a Chevy. The battery cables are pretty long on that thing. They might just reach up here. That's the negative. Never mind, not going to reach up there.
Well, let me get it out of all this wire for you.
Oh, okay.
And then you just hold that and see what happens. No immediate draw.
No. Nothing bad there. That fits in there nicely.
We got a ballast just hanging loose.
I've seen that. There is a lot of wires unhooked in this car, so it's going to be kind of hard to tell some of that. There is no key, but the ignition itself does turn over. We checked the oil. It's low, but it's not horrible. Is it in park?
No, it was in reverse.
Is there anything else you want to check?
Well, I turned the key one. Nothing happens.
Okay, try and crank it.
Nothing.
Dead? Okay. Well, let's make sure the battery's not dead. We did just pull it out of a wrecked vehicle. 13.2 volts. She's hot. Okay. Let's get that guy unhooked. I don't even know where to begin. Hot.
Not engaging. Starter works. I think it needs some taps.
Hey, Tucker.
Yeah?
If you want to go on ahead and hit it with something more than your purse, that'd be fine.
Well, I didn't know you were supposed to hit on them super hard. Okay. Do I have it hooked up correctly?
Going hot. She spins. She spins pretty good. Good common practice whenever you are watching these things spin over. You want to take a peek at all your rockers up and down both sides. just to give it a good little visual inspection, make sure they're all moving about the same, and they are. Another good thing you like to watch is to see here, that one had a little paint mark on it, a little baby blue paint mark, and you can watch those things spin. And it's good to see that they're spinning, the lifters are spinning in their bore, and that everything's doing what it's supposed to. So that's a good sign there. Liking that. But that's going to call it a night for us without a distributor cap or anything like that. That's going to be as far as it takes us tonight. So next time you see us, we'll have some parts we can throw at this thing, a cap and a couple other things, and maybe we'll be able to hear this thing bark off. All right, back to it. It's another day, another dollar to be made, another car to revive. So, as you guys already seen, got the valve covers off, and we need to hook up a battery and find TDC on cylinder number 1. So we can put a distributor cap on, because now we have parts. It's like a week later, and we now have parts. So that's going to be the... Let me get down in my stretched position. Oh, these boots are not meant for that. All right. And give her a couple bumps. Watch our stuff here. Okay, exhaust closing or opening. Okay, intake opening. Okay, so now intake is closed. Piston should be making its way up nice and slow. Ooh, that's one more bump. Little one. Little one. You might hold that. I'd say let's put a wrench on it, but let's just put a cap on it. Because we'll just see where it goes from there. So that should be TDC cylinder number 1. Get that out of the way. You don't find a place to... Maybe I was right the first time. Yep, that's her. Where's the bug facing? Okay, leave your finger there.
How's the cap look on the bottom?
What do you mean? Looks like every other one.
Okay, so it's this one.
Okay, cylinder number 1. And then you're gonna need just use a long one because 184. You use the medium length ones. Oh, I don't know. Give me a long one because I got 3 next after 4.
There should be a long one there.
Okay.
Who needs this long of spark plugs? Spark plug wires.
I don't know. These junk.
You just gotta find the right wiggle. $1,843.
Yeah. There she went. $1,843,6572.
6, 5. Well, you might use that on 7.
Okay, 657.
And then I might switch one of these out for my number 4 and put a long on my 4.
Oh, I don't like this. We've got 90-degree boots and shorty headers. Not a fan. Ow. Boom.
You're going to need a long one.
I mean, not really, but okay.
Isn't this 2?
Yeah, that's 2. These spark plug wires are like for a 70s model Chevy pickup or something. You go down to O'Reilly's and tell them you've got a 63 Impala
with a different motor than what any of their sheets pull up with.
Or if you just tell them you got a small block Chevy, they immediately go to truck applications, which this very well could have came out of a truck. There's no doubt in my mind this could have came out of a pickup truck. That is a very, very real thing. So there's our hot from the other side of the ballast. Right there. Which, don't worry about that later, since the key don't even work. Are we going to use alligator clips on this?
Whatever your heart desires, honestly.
I feel like that's the best thing. If I was going to hotwire something quick, fast, and in a hurry, I think I'd be using alligator clips. No sparks, and the engine's cranking slow. Well, it's taken us two nincompoops this long to think we figured out that we have a bad ignition module in the distributor, basically. So we went down to the local O'Reilly's to see if they had an HEI or a factory distributor or anything like that in stock. They did not. But the guy at O'Reilly's, which we deal with the O'Reilly's folks a lot. They know us. We know them. The kid at O'Reilly's says, I have the exact distributor you're looking for on my shelf. Brand new in the box. You can take it. I'm not going to use it. He was right. It is the exact distributor that we got. OEM, GM, 2-wire looking distributor.
It just doesn't look like it has the cheap chintzy electric points.
Yeah, but I mean, this thing, now is it brand new? No, this looked like it was definitely in a car. So, but hopefully it works, because if this thing works, I think it's going to solve our problem. So we're going to stab that in.
Give me that 5/16 real quick. Underneath your chrome there.
We're going to stab this in and hope that our friend at O'Reilly's gave us a good distributor, because that should be the end of our cause. Because I know we didn't get to show you guys this. We just got plumb too excited about the car, but it did not have a distributor cap, which you guys did see that, but all it had was a little Walmart bag covering it. So, wouldn't surprise me. Obviously, this guy was fighting ignition. Should have known that. We should have just went on ahead and ordered an HEI, or at least a similar stock style distributor, but we didn't. So, I'm going to do my best to have Tucker pull that out, and I'm going to put it in, and I'm not going to try to find TDC or nothing like that. We're just going to try and replace and stab. So, I mean, if it's out of time, it's out of time. Redo it then. For right now, just want to see some spark. And he tried to give this to us for free. We paid him. We said, no, take some money. We appreciate the trouble, because he went all the way out to his house and got it and brought it back in. Then he tried giving us a 4160 Holley carburetor and said, I'm going to throw this away. I don't know how to do a carb rebuild kit. You can take it.
And we said, it's not super hard. It's just
Yeah.
gaskets.
Yeah,
so give it a try.
Yeah, we told him take it home, give it a try, but if he don't like it, then we'll take it. But
so let's see. What can I use as a reference here?
I got it. You can go on ahead and pull it.
Basically pointing right. Okay.
So it's going to twist like that as it comes out, which that's fine. Okay, I definitely missed the tooth I needed.
That was the one.
That's her.
And it was just a little bit past, so not that much. It was like right.
Boom.
Right there.
All right, let's lock that guy down for now. If we do get this thing running tonight, just a forewarning, if we can get some spark coming through the thing, we're not going to be listening to this thing for long. Shorty headers with nothing else. And you've heard me say it before. I got neighbors, and they don't like it. So now we might let her, sit here and idle with the door closed. Not too long to where we get some carbon monoxide poisoning or anything like that, but just long enough to where maybe we don't hear no knocks or nothing like that. But then it's going to be jumping straight into exhaust to get some sort of halfway chintzy exhaust put on the thing. Still use our brand new cap,
obviously,
to have some sort of exhaust on the thing, so that way, maybe we can let it run. Because it's not middle of the day to where we can test head gaskets. So, and in my opinion, you tell us if you guys what you'd want to see, this, that, and the other, but we're not trying to drive this thing across the country or anything like that, honestly, because we don't have the know-how to do that. We're still learning. But it really doesn't matter if this thing has a blown head gasket or not, because if it has a blown head gasket, we're going to fix the head gasket. I mean, yeah,
So K-seal isn't a fix?
Well, I mean, it kind of is. It's like head gasket in a can. But if it's bad enough, we'll replace the head gasket because we want to see how things are done, and it's just more learning, and that's what we're here to do is learn. So it doesn't bother or matter if we run a somewhat full exhaust system and we don't know if the head gaskets will be okay or not, because if they're bad enough, we'll change them. Weeps a little bit. K-seal does amazing things. I've seen it. I've used it. I've sold vehicles with it. Huh? You say something? Oh yeah, that's new to the car. That's the second time now.
We might be replacing a starter.
Goodness sakes.
Ready?
Yep.
I seen nothing.
Once again, no spark. Pertronics. Never messed around with it in my life. But you know what I found out? Junk. Both of the distributors that we got had Pertronics in it. I had no clue. I did not know that this was a non-factory GM thing. But from reading online and calling my grandfather, who is the master mechanic of around here, local legend kind of deal, told me junk. I agreed with him. Had two of them bad. He said that you can go and you can put points straight into a Patronic because all that a Patronic system is it replaces points.
It's a little aftermarket kit deal.
Yeah, but why would somebody want to replace points? They're almost always there, and the most you got to do is get a little something, file it down, and then it's there. So why would you ever want to get rid of points? So we went on ahead and re-stabbed the distributor at TDC, did all that good stuff. You're going to have to hold her hot to the old deal there. I don't even know why Tucker's getting you so close. You can hear this girl snap from a mile away.
He's trying to get them to where they can see it. You can see it down there.
And hopefully you can hear that too. Now, I'm younger. I know what points are. I kind of know how to mess around with points. But I didn't have a matchbook. I didn't have a business card. And I ain't got no filler gauges over here. God forbid we drive across town to the big toolbox and get filler gauges. We don't have time for that. So the box that the points came in is this little wee cardboard box. And so that's what I used. We're going to see if it works or not. Because how handy would that be if you can just tear off the old lid and that's how you do your points? That'd be pretty cool.
Looks like 19,000s to me.
Close to. So we're going to set the camera up. We should have spark. We're going to verify with a little spark plug tester before we go putting fuel to it. But now we should finally be able to maybe put some fuel to this thing and hopefully hear it run. If we're not 180 out. That's still a very real possibility. We're going to test for spark. Full transparency here. We don't like squirting brake fluid, or not brake fluid, brake clean straight down the carburetor of things. But the top of this carburetor was absolutely filthy. Rat turds and all of that. So we vacuumed it out and then we sprayed some brake clean kind of in there while the vacuum was doing its thing. So there's a very real possibility that this thing might cough a couple times while we're seeing if we truly do have spark. So go ahead.
You got that up maybe where they can... You guys see that?
I hope. Well, I didn't see a light, but it coughed. So
I seen the light that time.
Yep, seen the light that time. So real quick, get this fuel hooked up. The Marvel Mystery Fluid Special. We're going to put fuel to it, let the bowls fill, see how bad it leaks. I'll let Tucker man the passenger side, and I'll look at this side.
Nothing in the way of the fan.
No, I got this silly little spring on here that I'm going to take off. Just a silly little thing.
I might stand up here so I can be quick at the battery.
Yeah. So if this thing does bark off, then... I mean, if it'll sit there and idle, we'll let it sit and idle for a couple seconds, but these rockers are definitely going to cause...
See any squirting action yet?
Oh, yeah. She's probably flooded.
You ready?
Yep. Okay, she tried. I'm going to give her some full choke. This carburetor might be junk, too. Go ahead. Hold on. Our cap's sitting back here doing the old wiggle wander. You might cut the fuel off. I must not got that cap on right or something because it's kind of doing the old Humpty Dumpty. The beloved Edelbrock is going to need a rebuild, but we're still going to put fuel pressure to it just in case it does take off. Maybe I can quit feeding it and maybe it'll somewhat idle, but probably not. But now we have, oh wow. Yeah.
Give it a little more. Let it think on itself.
Yeah, we're going to have a fire here in a second.
Well, At least I'll feed it fuel, so the fire will keep going.
Yeah.
You ready?
Sure. Yeah, go for it.
We need a battery.
Well, we're back.
New battery.
New battery. Rigged up our oil pressure gauge.
So we'd quit dumping oil in the car?
Yeah, because there was an oil pressure gauge hooked up, but there was no gauge in the car, so we were just dumping oil onto the floor mat of the car. I mean, just a little bit, like a teaspoon. You know, it wasn't very much. But you want to show them oil pressure while cranking?
Sure.
So here's we'll give you guys just a quick little crank. That's good. I mean, I'm sure it would have kept climbing a little bit, but that's good enough for us to know that, hey, guess what? Maybe she's a little bit healthy. Maybe she won't be a turd. But who knows? Good oil pressure still doesn't mean you don't have a bad rod bearing. Oh. So hopefully a new battery will help this old girl fire to life.
You dumping fuel in it yet?
No, I haven't yet.
Ready? Do you want me to turn that on?
No, you
don't
don't
bottle
have to.
feed it.
I might open up this in case it does take off. Go ahead. Quit. Okay, we're getting somewhere on the timing. Just a tickle more. And feeding her fuel. Go for it. See what it does. I don't know.
You still got your deal hooked up so we're getting spark?
Oh, no. But I know it's getting sparked just because it's spitting and sputtering.
I just went to watch it, see if it's real good sparking or not.
Oh, no.
You ready?
Why'd you stop?
I don't know.
Goodness.
Are you ready? Maybe take it back a little bit more?
No, I'm going to feed her a little more onions. See what she does. Yeah. Okay. So she's popping and farting. Lost my eyebrows. Shoot.
It's got fuel.
Yeah, it's got fuel. All right. We're just going to let that starter cool down for a little bit. If you don't mind turning off the fuel. And we're definitely having a carburetor problem. I mean, this thing, those bowls should be full, and this thing should be, spewing fuel, but it's not doing a dang thing. While me and Tucker were sitting here talking, we remembered that we have Tucker's Holly. If you watched the last video, or the last couple videos of us working on Tucker's Highboy, this Holly was on his truck, and it just wasn't quite performing right. So we put my other Edelbrock on it.
But it performs good enough to run it.
Yeah, it's better than this Edelbrock that's probably all gummed up and nasty. This one has some vacuum leaks and stuff like that, but will at least squirt fuel and do what it's supposed to let the engine run to where I don't have to sit here with a bottle and try and bottle feed it. So we're going to put some fuel pressure to this old girl and see if we can get her to bark off now. She's sat for just a little bit, and I mean, oh yeah, we most definitely. Oh, big fuel leak.
Yep, I figured you broke that thing when you tightened it.
Fixed. It has spark. I'm going to advance the hell out of it again. Jeez.
That's still there?
Yeah, it's still there. Oh, now we done did it. The vacuum advance is hitting the intake, so I can't advance it anymore.
You gonna tell them that you restabbed it?
Did something like that. We're gonna see if it works or not. Fire in the hole. Not that one. Leave it! I was gonna say, leave it. Let it run for a couple seconds if it wants.
I'd like to have a better way of shutting it off.
No, just don't get so nervous.
Well, if I need to shut it off quick, there's nothing quick about it.
Yank it. It'll pull out of that crimp if it's that bad.
I didn't know we were to the point of wasting crimps.
Yeah.
Those are expensive.
Okay.
At least I knew I was on it.
That fired up. I gave her just a tickle more timing. We'll see how she does.
Are you ready?
Okay. Tighten that distributor down. It wanders itself back.
A lot of timing. Too much.
Okay. All right.
Hip, hip, hooray.
It did it. Okay. Sounded good. Blew out my ever-living eardrums. Oh, my goodness. Keeping the garage door was not the plan. Forget the neighbors. Should have opened it up. Wow.
I think we can put valve covers on.
Yeah. Yeah, had good oiling through the rockers. Hitting on all 8.
Sounds healthy.
Timing's going to have to get figured out. But, yeah, you can shut off the fuel if you want. Definitely sounds healthy. I'm not going to say it has some big wonkin' cam in it, but
hopefully
that's definitely going to be a runner. So that is awesome.
Definitely sounds like a
350 small block.
Mild, maybe a mild build.
350
small block.
Yep, sounds like a good old 350 small. So sweet.
Hopefully reliable.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'd say the next thing is we're going to let this thing run for a little while, but it is 9 o'clock. I mean, if you wanted to, we could throw a bunch of water in it and just let it sit here and idle. Because if it'll sit here and idle, we could open up the garage door, walk outside, see how loud it's going to get. Oh! Time to open the door. Just hit me.
What, the fumes?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. In case you were wondering, that's really loud. No, don't rev it. It's loud. But oh my, I don't even care. Let it run. Water's not moving. Not yet. It's fine. I know. You gotta let it come around for a second. How's the water? Is it moving? I see burnouts in the future. Well, being 210% honest with you, I'm just about thinking that maybe we were right. That this is an old dirt track motor.
So it might have been yesterday. We were kind of looking at it, talking. We were like, what are the odds? Because where the car kind of came from is around where we kind of grew up, and dirt track racing's a big thing.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not uncommon or unlikely that this came out of an old, maybe a Midwest mod or a little bit more of a tame B mod, just because the simple fact of, around the parts where we're from, it is big dirt track racing country. And as you can tell, me and Tucker aren't dirt track racers. I've helped around a ton of them. I've helped, do a lot with dirt track, but I got a real strong feeling that might be what we're dealing with here is an old dirt track motor,
which would be sweet.
This will be a hefty little unit if it is. And that temperature gauge was working. It was slowly climbing. When I had Tucker shut her down, it was about 140 degrees. And I would have liked to had the thermostat open and do all of that. I would have loved that, but
it's probably 9:20 by now.
Yeah. Oh, and my wife texted me, I can hear it now. So probably just need to shut her down for now because the engine runs. It was staying cool. It wasn't leaking. Yes, we still could have a head gasket or something like that, but Also, with this being a dirt track motor, or believing that this is a dirt track motor, we can do a lot to this thing. I mean, this thing should have been built to where it could be beat on, because they were,
Unless
7,000 RPM just screaming around the track.
Unless it was just some cheap, dirty build or something.
And it may have been, but it sounds like it does have a little bit of a cam in it. And I'm really, really interested to see us get some exhaust and everything like that. And I hate to say this, but I'm already calling it. This car may not leave. I'm saying it now. This four-door boat, this thing may not leave. I'm hoping that we can continue to get everything working right on it. But, man, if that little 350 runs as good as it sounds, it may not leave here. That may be our little scoot around town rig.
Put it in gear and see. Home.
Yeah.
Home.
All right, guys. So here's the thing. You heard the car run. We heard the car run. Got us all sorts of jittery because it did come up to 140 degrees. It was coming up slow. It didn't come up hot. The belief that we have that this may have been just, some little dirt track motor that somebody threw in here because they got done racing or whatever.
And normally you only put a handful of nights on a motor.
True, but coming up around the cars and the car club and all that kind of stuff as well, around where we were from, I've seen a couple of them. Old race guys, they were done racing. They had a heck of a little motor. That was a 350. Oh, just so happens they had an old Nova or Chevelle that was sitting in the back pasture. Why don't you pull that Nova up here and we'll slam this 360 or this 350 down in it and she'll be our runner. That may have been what happened here. But for now, we're going to leave it at that. The car runs. Sounds pretty good. Got me all sorts of jittery. But this car has to have exhaust before we can run it any longer. Or at least in the daytime. And we've got to be able to fully put this thing through a heat cycle, make sure the transmission's going to work. The brakes seem like they're new or they had newish parts on it. So feeling pretty confident that everything might come around. So we're going to go on ahead and be bold and leave you there. And we're just going to show you one thing. And if there's one thing you're going to know about us, if you watch us over time, the cheapest and the loudest things you can buy are what goes on a car. Because that's what we do to everything we got.
If you remember the Charger.
And the Bel Air, it had glass packs.
It did come with glass packs. Now, I don't know if they were
Thrush. Yeah.
But.
And the exhaust that we're thinking about doing on this car is going to look pretty sweet, in my opinion. So if I'm going to leave you with anything, it's going to be boom tubes. But we'll catch you guys next week. Be sure to like, subscribe, be sticking around so that way you can see this Impala, hopefully driving down the road, smoking some old style Boss cheapy Kraggers with crappy tires on them and just laying patch for half a block. So we'll see you guys next time.